Coconut water is good. The coconut water he drank tastes like the person split open the coconut. Then they turned around and let the coconut water drip down the small of their back through the crack of their ass, and then they put it into that little paper bottle that they have it, and that's what that tastes like.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to today's episode of Solutions. As always, I pray that y'all are having a blessed day. So, on today, we're going to be discussing the relationship that black people have with food, how he's eating during the introduction, which is OD in my eyes, but to each his own. In Chicago, we got the Italian beef that everybody likes that's borderline disgusting, the Philly cheesesteaks that's way better.
Do you get your Italian beef double dip?
I ain't never had a dipped Italian.
Well,
I don't know.
that's why you say it's disgusting then. Because you haven't had it right.
I don't know the last time I had Italian beef. I may be biased. It just looks nasty, I ain't gonna lie. Well, like Italian Fiesta. What else we got? Harold's. I ain't never had Uncle Remus. You ever had Uncle Remus?
I'm not sure.
Bro, I ain't even finished the intro.
Sure.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the video. So, the first question is, do we feel like nutrition is the reason why the younger generation is acting a fool? What do you think?
I forgot I put that question in there. Yeah, all these YNs, all they eat is flaming hot Takis, candy. I probably have never these kids. I probably have not seen them eat a meal, and I don't know how long. Like sit down and eat a meal, some food. Like all they eat is chips.
I'm trying to figure out how not to make this about family structure, bro.
Yeah.
Because you gotta have a mom in the house that's gonna cook, that don't gotta work and
Well, I
cook.
gotta be mine. It could be dad that's cooked.
It can't be it.
You know what's crazy? What I heard yesterday? Well, I was on social media and one of my homies was posting. So y'all know it's cold out here. We live in Chicago or Illinois, south suburbs of Illinois, and there's a group of YNs walking to school. He thought it was cold. All they had on was hoodies. Didn't have a coat on, nothing. He offered them a ride. So they like, they just immediately just start calling him like, you know, this, that, and the third. While they was in the car, one of the kids said, wow, I wonder if this is what it feel like to have a dad. Like, cause he was taking them to school and he was like, you know, they was like, you gonna get us something to eat? And he was like, I'll get y'all some McDonald's, yada, yada, yada. And then they was like, he was like, one of the little boys literally said that, like, wow, like, I wonder if that's what it is, like, to just have a dad like that little moment. And them probably having that meal, they probably ain't had no for real food. And I don't know how long they already walking to school with just hoodies on. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just that little, even though McDonald's is not the healthiest, but them probably having that meal probably made their day a lot better.
Yeah, McDonald's is probably the worst thing that you
Probably
can
the
eat.
worst, one of the worst things.
But that's what our community look like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You work with what you have. Like, if you don't come from a two-parent household, like, I was, I had to put a whole program together for this middle school, but I got the statistics. It's on, like, 67th and some. I'm not going to disclose everything, but they were, like, over 60% of them were over 90% of them were either at or below poverty line. And then they were like 40% have a biological parent in the household. And of that 40%, like it's even less than that like it's crazy. Like these kids is coming from households where their parents didn't have nothing, so they don't have nothing to pass down to them. They pass it on, like generational curses. And the food is definitely a part of it. Like, shout out to Tommy Westbrook. He was running a program called the Cleanse Project at North Lawndale College Prep High School in North Lawndale, obviously.
What was it called?
The Cleanse Project, like cleanse. Like when you put the ruffles down and pick up some fruit, that's what a cleanse
like
is.
Cleanse your colon?
Yeah, like cleanse.
Okay.
Yeah. And he basically took the mouse experiment where they conducted a study where they had mice that they fed, you know, BS food basically. The same food though. It's like they feeding them fast food, like the literal same food. And then they had mice that they fed like fruits and vegetables, whether it be cooked raw, whatever. And they were like, the mice that ate BS, they had reproductive issues. They were killing one another, and they didn't make it past the third generation. The lifespan continually got shorter for each generation.
I remember us talking about this before.
Bro, because I brought him on a video previously, and the mice and the mice that was eating healthy food, like they was able to do like
superhero tricks. They was collaborating together. They started businesses. They was learning how to drive and go ahead, tell them about the mice. Yeah.
So, like, they were reproducing, they were living in harmony, and they actually outlived the experiment. Like, they were multiplying so much that they had to end the experiment and let them out. Like, it was too many.
Kill them?
Like, it was too many mice. Like, they outlived the experiment. So, you take the same thing and you put it in the, let's say, human community, and now you add on top of that the pressure of finances, you having to be intelligent, like you having to provide, you not being able to just go out and be a feral individual, even though our people live in a state of survival. We don't really think living, we think survival. You wasn't meant to live like that. So food is definitely a difference. He was like, if you don't feel good about yourself, why would you feel good about the next person?
Okay.
Nah, for real, like. So I don't know, just try it. Everybody I talk to, I always say like, eat an apple before you eat anything for the day. That way you get your fiber going, so you can have you a good BM. You know what I'm saying? Lay your burdens at the altar.
Yes, lay your burdens down. You don't want to lay them kind of burdens at the altar. You just want to lay those down. So you say, I lay my burdens down.
Bro, that Popeyes we had, bro.
Popeyes was doing so good. And Popeyes 2 days ago almost made my lower intestines come out. I thought this was it. I thought as I was getting ready for work on Wednesday, like this was gonna be my last day. Cause it got real. I think that garlic parmesan, sweet and spicy, and signature hot combination for that mukbang video we did, if you go to my page, you will see it. That probably had a significant contribution to the events that happened later the next morning.
So y'all see today he got a smoothie in his hand at this point in time. We was finna go to Sharks. I'm like, bro, we need to get something healthy. I was the whole time, we need to get something healthy. So we ended up going to a smoothie spot and ended up getting smoothies. Bro.
That 6-piece lemon pepper wouldn't have been bad though. If I hadn't had it a couple days ago, I think I'm a little winged out, so I'm good.
So it's talking about, do we think that nutrition is linked to autism? I believe, like, absolutely. And I say that because if you as, let's say the parent, you eating it and this becomes your habit, you know that this food is not good for you. Like, if you look at the nutrition facts on, say, like snacks, and it's something that is not naturally occurring, you know most likely it's not good for you. Like Red 40, if you look it up, it literally tells you that it's linked to, like, it's cancer causing. Like, it'll literally tell you that it's cancer causing. And this is a food coloring that's in the chips that we eat, the drinks that we drink, the food that they make, like, everything. So, do your best to, organic food could be a little expensive, but do your best to eat healthy foods. Like, you're gonna eat junk food, like, eat it in moderation. I always say, like, try to do an 80-20. Like, try to eat fruits and vegetables 80% of the time, and whatever you want to, the other 20%. Like, the best thing I could say is, like, oldies. Like, another reason why the younger generation don't eat good food, number one, their parents probably ain't cooking. If they is, it's some hamburger helper, which is what we see. But
you said Aldi?
Aldi's, yeah.
They got the best chips. Clancy's. Man, Clancy's barbecue, Clancy's sweet and sour, Clancy's Cheetos, Clancy's Cheeto Puffs, and Clancy's Ruffles.
Bro, back is expanded mid-video.
I am the president, as I told you guys in the last video, I'm the president of the Big Back Committee. And as we are approaching the third Saturday of the month, we will be having our orientation at Hooters. Please comment below and DM me if you would like to be a member of the Big Back committee before the next orientation.
So make sure y'all DM him because he will have a sack of apples that will be distributed to each individual. That way y'all would at least have y'all intestines lined with some fiber. So when y'all go eat them buffalo shrimp, which is what I be getting, you know what I'm saying? But
the buffalo shrimp, the honey Thai shrimp, the barbecue shrimp, the garlic parmesan shrimp, the Cajun shrimp, the dry rub shrimp, the jerk shrimp, stop, okay? And then you always have to just have the original hot shrimp, and you gotta have your ranch. That's all I got.
I didn't even know they had that many flavors. And honestly, I didn't know they had like Hooters seasoning until I went with him and he was...
You have to put that Hooter seasoning on not only your fries, but your chicken and your shrimp. It just takes the whole experience to a whole nother level. It does. It does. I will have an orientation before the Big Back ceremony. That is the third Saturday of every month at Hooters.
So, as I shared, like going back to that rat experiment, we know that a lot of the foods that we eat are tied to the diseases because honestly, what else would cause the influx of diseases that we see nowadays? We'll say modern diseases. Because back in the day, people would be like, oh yeah, we ain't deal with that. That's because the quality of the food was different. Oh yeah, we was eating McDonald's, but that's when McDonald's had 100% beef. That's when they was cooking it. That's when it was fresh, maybe locally sourced. Nowadays, you got, food that's been sitting up, like preserved, freezer burnt food, with especially like air fryer stuff that allow you to take it out the freezer and then put it into something. Like, that's why I don't use microwaves. I'm gonna let y'all look that up because I don't want to be you know what I'm saying, but I don't use microwaves. I either heat it up in like some sort of skillet, like put it on a oven safe plate, throw it in the oven, something like that, because it's so much stuff. Like your deodorant, the toothpaste you use, like fluoride is not good for your mouth. Like they like, oh yeah, fluoride cavity. Like no, fluoride is literally not good for your. It literally does the opposite of what they marketed it does. Like the United States is insane. That's why it's a whole lawsuit pending as far as removing all of these artificial dyes from foods in America because they know that it's literally causing cancer and it's in every food. And then like, for example, the cereal in other countries, they sell the same cereal without these artificial dyes that they know causes cancer. Now, for a little bit of insight, companies decide to do this because the same companies that own these the same companies that own these food brands that are selling you food with these artificial dyes that they know cause cancer and other health problems, they own healthcare companies. So what better business model to pair with your investment in food than healthcare when you know that the food is going to cause health issues down the line? And they'll let you have an insurance company where you sell a health insurance.
We ain't even going to talk about health insurance right now. But I do, okay, so back in the day, this is going to sound...
ON?
I don't know if ON is going to sound ignorant a little bit, but this, that, and the third. I don't remember, and KK might know a little bit on this a little bit too. She can't hear. But I don't remember autism being so prevalent back when I was a kid. I'm only a couple of years older than you. Because you're 21. Yeah. I'm only a couple of years older than that. So I just don't remember back in the day autism being as prevalent as it is now. You remember seeing some kids around or the kids in school. It's kind of like, okay, something going on. Maybe they not on your same level. It's some kind of delay or something like that. But I just don't remember it being as prevalent now. Like autism is like 1 in 10 or something along those lines. 1 in 100. I'll say that because 1 in 10 is kind of small. But like 1 in 100 kids are diagnosed with autism. And I definitely feel like it's the diet. Like it's in this food is in like what the mom is eating and what the baby is eating is in. Some say it's the vaccines. Like I know a couple personally, like their son was fine, able to count to 10, count to whatever number, able to say his ABCs and everything, and it's just super delayed on that level because of autism. So I don't know. I think it is something in the food, especially nowadays with everything being so preserved and stuff like that.
So we have to pay attention to when the microwave was really brought into homes, when when the real changes happened, like when they started to put all these dyes in the food became mass produced. They got these animals on these farms. Like when you're eating fish, you want to get wild caught fish. Farm raised fish, they literally have it like it's too many of them and on top of one another, and it literally causes diseases. Like they literally have fish that have diseases in the same pond as the rest of the fish, and the fish that doesn't show signs of diseases, they put it on ice and they sell it. Same thing with food. They know that they feeding these, we'll just say cattle in general, BS, because hogs, Lord knows they feed hogs BS. They've been doing that for generations probably. You got the cows, you may get a cut of steak and you see a dark spot. Like maybe it's because it's a little old, right? Bro, they literally raise cattle and they cut out the diseased parts of the meat. And they sell you the part that looks decent. Like, that's the difference. Food is definitely the difference. Like, you have to think about what's different now than it was back then, because the sun, all of that type of stuff is the same, but all of these new restaurants that are putting, what do we say? Chick-fil-A got like 50, 60 ingredients in a chicken sandwich. That's supposed to be chicken, olive oil, maybe. I don't even think that's not an ingredient. Like, you got chicken, salt and pepper, maybe flour, and then on top of that, we use bleached flour. Like, think about that. We use bleached flour.
Yeah.
And then when I'm like, oh yeah, we should use spelt flour, some sort of flour with more fiber in it. Same thing as far as like pasta. A lot of people talk about, oh, I don't eat carbs because it's not good for me. Number one, you need to load up on carbs in order to work out. Number two, lifting weights, lifting heavy weight training is going to help you burn fat faster than cardio. Cardio is not going to help you burn fat quickly. Like, you have to lift, because the more muscle mass you have, the more fat you burn at a resting state. So it literally it's like leverage. It makes it much easier for you to burn fat. And for the females out there that's like, I don't want to get too muscular, like, it's not going to make you super muscular. Like, just do weight training and do progressive overload, and when you start to see definition, maybe slow down, maybe come down weight and just do endurance. But heavy weight training is what's really going to allow you to cut fat the way that you want to see. As far as the pasta that I was mentioning, the reason that pasta is super fattening is because they remove the natural ingredient like fiber. Fiber is what allows your body to break it down, which is why I told y'all to eat 1 apple a day. They remove it and they add enriched minerals. That means that they remove the ingredients that your body can naturally break down, and they added these artificial ingredients that your body can't break down. So now when your body's trying to digest it, it doesn't recognize it as a nutrient and it stores it as fat, which is why pasta is unhealthy. But if you get that same pasta and you end up getting organic pasta that still has the flour in it, you're not going to accumulate weight the same way that you would had you went with the regular one.
You ever had jerk chicken Alfredo pasta?
So
what about jerk shrimp Alfredo pasta? You ever had the linguine pasta? So many pastas right now, bro. I can just get it. Go ahead.
So I made like I made an olive oil based pasta. It was garlic. It was garlic and something, but I didn't use heavy cream. It's olive oil, like you cook the noodles, and it's olive oil, garlic, and then you saute whatever vegetables, whatever you're gonna put in there. If y'all gonna do meat, try to get same thing, try to get grass fed. Yeah, try to get grass fed meat, and even then, really try to get the organic ones, because just because it's grass fed don't mean that it was taken care of. Like I said, that herding thing, like free range, grass fed, that's probably the best quality that you're gonna get. That way you'll be able to, continue eating it. And cook it in like olive oil. And do your best to honestly stay away from like non-stick pans. Like we talk about BPA free, like I say ceramic, stainless steel, cast iron. The best chicken, steak, whatever you're gonna eat, will come out of a cast iron skillet with some olive oil under it. I promise you, if you start pan searing your food, you won't even miss, like.
That's all I've been using in my cast iron skillets.
Oh, bro.
And I got a cast iron ceramic Dutch oven. I've been smacking stuff with that. Off on them grade.
And try to incorporate vegetables. It's kind of a negative connotation from when you a child basically. But if you make vegetables right, it'll be busting. Like get you some broccoli and just throw like you could put that with basically any main dish.
Show seasonings.
Bro.
You season the vegetables up, saute them real good in some olive oil, real good with your seasonings, real good. Do not overcook your vegetables. They should have a little crunch to them. They shouldn't be just chewy and all soft. They overcooked. It's not good. Have a nice little crunch to them. You got your nutrients, because don't I look like I have a lot of nutrients in me? You get your nutrients in everything, you be good.
So use, instead of that seasoning salt that we love to use pink Himalayan salt. All other seasonings is cool, but try to switch to pink Himalayan salt. It's gonna be a lot healthier, and the difference between pink Himalayan salt and regular sea salt is sea salt, they remove the minerals.
I thought it was from the sea.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
I thought that was like the good salt to use.
Sea salt is the good salt to use. The difference is table salt, they remove the minerals.
Oh yeah, table. Yeah, I use sea salt.
Bro, use pink Himalayan sea salt.
I use sea salt.
Celtic sea salt. If you can get it, bro, use it. I promise you it'll make a difference. If you deal with like headaches, like I used to have dehydration headaches, put a hydration pack in your water. Like I drink coconut water. Like that type of stuff. It changed. You know what I'm saying? Bro, get like
coconut water is good. The coconut water he drank tastes like the person split open the coconut, then they turned around and let the coconut water drip down the small of their back through the crack of their ass, and then they put it into that little paper bottle that they have it, and that's what that tastes like.
So that's cold pressed. You don't have to get cold pressed. Just get the regular coconut water.
I like my coconut water right out the coconut. When they open that coconut, when I'm in Puerto Rico, they cut that coconut open and they stick your straw in.
Like the way you just explained?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how I want it. No, not that way. I want mine just right out the coconut. I don't want you to drip it down the crack of your ass before you put it in that paper thing. Because that's what that coconut water tastes like.
So if you want to try it, you can check out a business online. They're called 100 Coconuts. Them and there's some other coconut brands that you can find in the store, but I say definitely check out 100 Coconuts. So,
do you think coconut water is better in the plastic bottle or the paper carton?
It don't matter. It's all.
It don't matter.
It's all.
Like, have you had like various ones?
I had like something Harvest, and that's a plastic bottle. It tastes a little different, but that's because it's a whole different brand. And the other one I be drinking is in the paper bottles he talking about. The cold pressed one is thicker. It is definitely thicker. That's because it's like the literal coconut meat and all that
juice in it. That's why they poured it. Yeah.
See, this video is supposed to be PG, but
it's PG. I'm just real about it. I want a coconut water that don't have like nothing else added into it, like just straight coconut water. And I can't seem to find a brand out here that's just like just straight.
Bro, we'll talk.
Not in the paper card, no.
Yeah, we'll talk about it because I'm not promoting that company on this video.
Okay.
Yeah. So also we were thinking about like what was your nutrition like growing up? My mom gave me a really the reason I eat 1 apple a day is because of my mom. Like she gave me a real balanced diet. She came from she's from Iowa, so she don't know.
Your mom from Iowa?
Yes.
Des Moines.
Nah, she from Waterloo.
Okay.
So they was cooking. Grandma was cooking. Like it was a household family type of thing. So yeah, my mom definitely got me on the right track as far as my food. What you think? What do you?
Growing up, I just remember my mom being a black superhero mom. I just don't understand. Pick me up from football practice.
Yeah.
Come home. I go upstairs, take a shower. It's a roast, macaroni and cheese, crescent rolls, broccoli and cheese, and a full pitcher of Kool-Aid on the table. When? When did you do this? I literally went upstairs to take a shower, and I came back downstairs, and I have a full course meal on the table. My mom definitely provided, the food, it was some nice. Hey, we picking up some Taco Bell on the way home, picking up some Burger King on the way home. Was that? But like the core was like, you eat. We eating at the crib. You know what I'm saying? You got food and stuff to eat. Didn't really focus so much on, oh, you got to eat clean and stuff. I did have to cut weight a lot growing up in football and in wrestling. I had to cut weight. So it was times where, like for a whole month straight, all I did was eat salads because I had to cut 30 pounds. So people thought I was sick and everything like that, whatever. So my nutrition was real heavy during those times. And because I had people in my life like that kind of taught me that, hey, you need to eat this to cut weight. Didn't really cut weight in the most healthiest ways as a kid, but it just happened. But growing up, and then I think getting my sports medicine degree, I developed a little more knowledge for nutrition. Not that I follow it all the time, but knowledge of what I should and shouldn't be eating. But,
as he sat here and named every shrimp flavor that Hooters has to offer,
and I still miss some.
Knows that he missed some is outlandish.
Yeah.
But like I always say, I try to do like 80-20, at least 70-30, so maybe like 5 days a week. I don't know what the actual percentage is. Relax on me, I ain't been in school in a minute. But 5 days a week, you eating healthy, and the other 2 days, you know, you what you want. And if you're doing like weight training, like really be intentional in what you eat coming out of working out. Like try to eat something healthy because that's when your body is taking in the most. It's like trying to draw nutrients from whatever you put in your body. So ideally have that set up already. Like that's a planning thing. Cooking is a planning thing as well. Like I ain't gonna lie, that's like almost tied to us having a long-term mentality in general, which is a whole
cooking is easy. I love cooking. Cooking is super easy and super fun. It is planning.
You gotta buy the food. Exactly. You gotta buy the food.
You gotta buy the food. You can go to a good place where you can go to Bizio's, a small place. You ain't overwhelmed in there with a lot of, you know, big supermarkets and stuff like that. You can go to Bizio's, go right to the butcher shop, say, hey, you know, can I get a couple pieces of that?
Go to the fruit aisle. Talk about right to the butcher's.
Or go to the fruit aisle if that's what you want. I go in first, get my bag of apples, and then I go to the butcher shop and stuff. And so it's a lot easier like that. And then you just cook. So that way you don't do what I do. And I don't understand why I do this. But you don't do what I do and go to the gym and then go across the street to Portillo's.
They put it across the street.
Because they put it across the street.
Because they know that you're going to come out.
Because they got Portillo's, Wendy's, Cooper's Hawk. They building a Pete's. Right next door to the gym. So that'd be perfect because Pete's got the best fruit, in my opinion. They got some awesome fruit.
So, shout out to Miss Patrice Neely and Go Tackle. She was like she basically runs an organization that helps business owners get their business set up as far as like operations. Because she started it because her parents couldn't sell their company because they were too involved. They were the key asset of their business. They hadn't delegated, built out a team, built out systems, the whole 9 yards. So she was like, the top Fortune 1000 companies, the two categories that they spend most of their money is specialized consulting and data. So Portillo's and Wendy's and whatever, Cooper's Hawk, their data scientists, they were like, hey, who eats the most? People that go to the gym. Well, we selling BS food. Well, the people that's going to the gym trying to get their New Year's resolution, what's going to be on their mind the whole time working out? Some food. So when they come out, we're going to make sure that we want to be the first restaurant that they see fresh out. They don't care if it's healthy or not because they trying to, like I said, get that New Year's resolution going. Okay. They're going to end right back in Portillo's. Mm-hmm. Like, that's literally data. And when you talk about the difference in generations, that's literally something that they sit down and study. Like, they study the psychology of people. Like, when you coming out of that gym, food. Mm-hmm. So you're doing your last rep thinking about food. Mm-hmm. Unless you just straight in the gym. The people that are truly in the gym consistently, they have the discipline to go to Aldi's that's down the street. Mm-hmm. They had a discipline to buy your groceries before the end and maybe have your shorty cooking and have the knowledge to get into a relationship where y'all know y'all balance. I digress. But, bro, that's a part of it as well. Like, bro, you can't, you got to be a superhero for you to provide, for you to transport, for you to cook. She started cooking that when he was in school. She took her break to go start preparing the food. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So all of that goes into it. But that's a data thing. They know that you're gonna come out thinking about food. They probably put it right there when they heard it was an LA Fitness being built.
I'm thinking about food right now.
See, I mean, that's how I go, bro. Like, they're intentional. So also, we want to discuss maybe some suggestions that we have. One thing that I can say is, bro, every time I drive down Marquette, it's like liquor store, gas station, fast food restaurant, liquor store. Like
liquor store, gas station, fast food restaurant.
Abandoned building. Don't forget the abandoned building in between. So, bro, we got to step away from the Black and Milds and the Woods, and you got to figure out wherever your local Arby's is, and you need to go up to that Aldi's and get you some groceries and start learning how to cook, especially with social media in general, because they basically about to get rid of TikTok. Bro, find you some recipes and cook what you like, because you gonna have to come out of that. Like,
is Aldi black owned?
Aldi's is not black owned.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's not enough black owned grocery stores, but I'm not gonna. I mean, Aldi's. I say Aldi's because they're a relatively affordable grocery store that, at the same time, sells high quality ingredients. You go to Walmart and you buying food, they gonna sell you.
I'm sorry, you said Aldi sell high quality ingredients?
Relative compared to other stores for the price point, that's probably the best that you're gonna get.
For just like side stuff, right? You don't buy your meat from Aldi, do you?
I be getting like fish from there.
To each his own.
Like meat and every I don't even know. I ain't bought regular meat in a while. I'm like a part-time pescatarian. I digress on that. But that's my suggestion. Like, figure out where your local grocery store is. Go in, check out the prices maybe one day. Compare who got what, because some places got stuff that other places don't. Some places got stuff for cheaper. You're going to start to learn the grocery stores, basically. And you will see a difference in the way that you feel. Like, when we ate that Popeyes, I could feel that I had eaten some BS. But when you sit up and you drink a smoothie and you realize that you don't feel slouch, like we talk about the itis, you don't feel like you can't move for a few hours after you've eaten, that's how you know you ate something that was probably good for you. Or you ate a decent sized portion, because if you eat enough of anything, it's going to make you full. But that's something you'll be able to eat and then get up and be active. Like, if we was in the wilderness, you wouldn't want to eat something that you got to eat and then be still for a few hours. That ain't safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my suggestion.
I suggest people get their meat from a fresh market. Like, I get my meat from a place called Bizio's. It's a Greek fresh market. Best prices on meat, best prices on fruit that, I experienced. And they get they meat and stuff from local.
For real?
Yeah. Look, fresh markets. So they're not getting their meat like shipped in, frozen and stuff like that. They might actually get the chickens live in the back. Like, they'll get them right when they're killed. That's how fresh markets work. They get their stuff from like local people and stuff like that. Amish people may sell their stuff there, whatever, and things like that. So like, you will notice it. Like Bizio's, you'll notice their chicken is smaller because it's like fresh, it's not shot up chicken. They getting it from a decent farm where they free roaming. They would they not in the big factory and stuff. They don't get like factory meat. They don't do that. That's like the butcher. You told me, he's like, we don't get meat like that. We get local stuff, like local meat that had like the necks. If you want something special, they'll get it for you and stuff too. So I really like the fresh markets, because that's what it's called, fresh market. Bizio's fresh market. They're gonna get you your stuff fresh. It ain't like frozen. I don't think they've ever had anything, I would say, frozen there.
That's decent.
Yeah. Try them out. Like, that's the only place I buy my meat. I bought meat from Meijer, bought meat from Walmart, didn't taste right.
And Walmart is terrible.
I had to, the meat I got at Meijer, I got some leg quarters. I literally had to bake it an extra hour. They were so thick, and I baked them an extra hour because, like, I'm looking at them, I'm like, that don't look right. That don't look done. They damn near black. Took them out the oven, cooked them like nice and crispy and outside and everything. It just didn't taste right. Like, I was like, this ain't right. And it was still plump. Like, they was just plump. And these are leg quarters, like legs and thighs. I'm like, nah, this ain't right. So, stuck to Bizio's.
No, real. Like I said, test your location, see who got what, and try some different stuff. Like honestly, when you snacking, try not to get chips. Try to get the little small pack of fruit. It may be more expensive right now, but everything. This is my saying. I always say, fruit right now is cheaper than medical bills later. That's what I say.
No, I was just going to be like, do you feel like lunches we had growing up were nutritious? Like, was something, because like I be looking at some of these lunches like in other countries of what they get, like China, Asian countries, like their school lunches, the private and public, because they was doing a private versus public, and I'm like, both of those are good. But then we have our little frozen block of pizza.
TV dinners.
The TV dinner,
For
that pizza they used to smack. And we look at that like, wow, we used to be geeked for that little rectangle piece of pizza, that little fruit cup, and that milk. And they over in China eating good orange chicken, sweet fried rice, shrimp fried rice, broccoli.
No, for vegetables.
Vegetable, like noodle. Like they eating good over there in the Asian, and we over here eating a brick of pizza and the milk.
Literally a brick. Like it was like.
And cow's milk. We should not be drinking cow's milk. But that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother video too.
For real?
Yeah, we should not drink cow's milk.
I get a lot of mucus when I eat like, honestly, meat, like chicken. If I eat like chicken or
chicken.
like you said, some sort of dairy, I would.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Because if you, I don't think gelato got dairy in it, which is super bougie. But it's busting. You get you some mint gelato, busting. I swear. But if it's like high quality, like some high quality ice cream, you don't have as much mucus. But I do see, like mucus is your body telling you that you eating BS. Like if you wake up and it's a lot of mucus, like bro, what you ate yesterday was not
literally
good. Your body will tell you. Like your body is literally like a car. If your check engine light is going off, don't cut it off.
Yeah.
You need to address the problem. Literally, bro. Oh, if you deal with like maybe strokes or heart attacks running your family or just high blood pressure in general, I always recommend what's called an ABC, apples, beets, and carrots. My pop said the beets be overpowering. That's why you make sure you add fruit on top of that ABC. I do an ABC with like pineapples or ABC with strawberries or mixed berries, and that's gonna regulate your blood pressure. And that's a real prevalent issue in our community. When we talk about them colonoscopies that the older generation is scared of, when you talk about them, well, I don't have to go back that far.
He gave me an ABC smoothie one time and almost threw up. The beets was just like, dude, like tell them like next time just put like 2 beets in there. Cause whatever they did, all I tasted was beets. I didn't taste none of the A or the C. It was just B, capital B. Didn't taste no A or no C.
So make sure y'all have pineapple or some sort of other fruit added to it, because the beets is what actually regulates your blood pressure. And if you raise your kids eating fruits and vegetables naturally opposed to eating McDonald's naturally as we do, their stomach is going to be built to like stuff like that. You're going to, like if you were raised eating nothing but fruits and vegetables, you would basically throw up when you eat meat. I ain't going to say throw up, but it would be difficult for you to eat BS. I say BS specifically, not meat inherently, but it'd be difficult for you to eat like McDonald's if you grew up eating straight fruits and vegetables. So that's what you keep in mind. Alright, so with that said, I feel like we can close with like just be intentional with what you're eating. It's not inherently about going cold turkey based on what your goals are. If your goal is to cut weight, I ain't gonna lie, like pay attention to what you're eating, pay attention to the ingredients, research what you're eating. Like Red 40, like look up what it is. Like, is Red 40 a naturally occurring item in it? Like, no, it's not real. It's literally a human created chemical. It's a dye. So look up the ingredients of what you're eating, and hey, heavy weight training, you're gonna be right. So that's it. Just be intentional, and with that said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good one.